just quickly going to share this video. Happy Saturday. Happy now. I love happy now. I remember hearing Anna Brown say that, or yeah, something like that. And I enjoyed that. So I love saying that time to time. How are you this morning? I am feeling a little tired. I've been up since about 5:30. My little pup Charlie, for those of you that don't know, he's this cute Yorkie poodle. We've had him for 9 years, and he had to go to the bathroom early this morning, so I've been up pretty much since then. So I'm a little slower, even more soft than usual, or in my softness more than usual. And yeah, I'm happy to be here with all of you. There's something so beautiful about waking up every morning and knowing that this is going to happen and this is what's flowing. And it's like the way that I start my day, or one of the ways that I start my day. And it's just something that really, really warms my heart. So thanks for being here. And the internet's acting a little bit slow. So let me know that if you're hearing me, that you're here. Good morning for those of you that are tuning in live, and hello to those of you who are tuning in on the replay. Good morning. Today came through this beautiful energy of grace, and I wanted to speak to that a little bit. Grace, it's so beautiful to see the flow of what has been in resonance with sharing, like the frequencies that are coming in, to come through, the angelic frequencies that are coming in. We've had play, we've had reflection, um, we've had so many. I'm blanking right now because I think I'm just a little tired, but they've all had this ease with them, this underlying foundation of ease and stillness and slowness, which is a big place where I'm at right now. But I'm also finding so many of us are in a similar space of just like quieting down, slowing down a little bit. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're still not doing things and action, but there's a little bit more of a step back. So what I find with the energetic of grace is that when we take that step back and that bird's eye view, or that whole picture eye view and witnessing, we begin to see the grace that weaves through all things. And I think this comes through for a lot of us, a lot of people. I think grace shows itself especially in times of hardship and struggle, where there's this lightness of grace that comes in, someone that you meet, or an event that happens that brings clarity, and or something is just like that aha, and it's like this grace that comes in. And the truth is, and what's coming through the strongest today to share, is that grace is always present and it's always here. And what's coming in with grace too is this ease, this idea, this space, this energetic of ease, where it's not always easy, but there can always be ease in the experience, right? You can be in the depths of the darkness and all of the things, and it's breath, it's that ease, that grace that comes in, which the breath is grace. The breath is that inflow and exflow of energy, of presence, of now. And I was reading this really incredible, I was just gifted a really amazing book by Daniel White. I hope I'm remembering that correctly, called Contemplation. Let me just make sure of the title. I'm going to grab it real quick. Where is it? Excuse me. David White, correction. David White. And it's called Consolations, the Solace, Nourishment, and Underlying Meaning of Everyday Words. And the first word that I came to with this book is pain. And it shared this beautiful perspective of how pain is one of the gateways to now. You know, when you're in pain, you can't focus on anything else almost other than the now. And we try, but the pain gets louder oftentimes, or we numb it as much as we can as one perspective, and then it just becomes louder and becomes more here. And so pain is a gateway to now. Pain is a gateway to what's important. Pain is a gateway and a discerning point of what is, I love that the camera just focused like that, is a discerning point of what matters, where my energy is going, and what am I allowing. You know, there's not a lot of space for wishy-washiness when there's pain. And this is true, I think, in all aspects of life, but oftentimes pain becomes a gateway for many of us, especially when we're not listening or we're not attuning to our our inner voice, our inner guidance, our intuition. And I have found this to be true in my life. I've moved through many different elements of pain with chronic illness, with death, etc. And so coming back to this space of grace, it's a grace as it, like, can I hold this like a new mother holding a child, their first child, and just really hold this in the space of compassion. I don't have to like the situation. I don't have to enjoy it, or I can, you know, but to have compassion, there's a reason this is here, and it's bringing me deeper into something. And knowing that grace is all around us, a light beam coming out on a cloudy day, whew, you know, a new flower sprouting, the softness and the gentleness of rain on your skin, your inhale and exhale, like this is all grace, and it's all moving so beautifully through the body, so, and through the space and through the awareness. So grace I think can be another synonym or parallel to miracle, what we may call miracles, but really it's just, what is a miracle? A miracle is pristine alignment. A miracle is the wonderment of a child, that everything is a miracle. And so it's a beautiful space to be in, I think. And grace, for me, grace really feels like a breath of fresh air. And grace reminds me of the spirit, the divine that lives in all things, and the beauty of that. So grace, let grace grace you with its presence, with its beauty, with its wonder, with its gentle reminder of how powerfully loved and loving and love you are, and that there are miracles in every moment if we choose to open our perception and our awareness to them. So I love that. Grace is what comes through today. So tuning in, and if you are here, tune in with me, sending your heart forward, asking who, calling forward our guardian of the day, and seeing, oh, actually, this is so interesting. All right. I grabbed the cards for the messages, so actually maybe the messages first today. So let's call forward the message of the day. All right, what is our message for today in this energetic of grace and magic? Beautiful, pristine magic of love. What is our message for today? The age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. I sure have. The remembrance is strong, and grace is what brings us there. Trust and faith is what brings us there. Following our joy and what sparks us, and inviting ease into our lives brings us there. So this age of light, this age of, and I want to invite this perspective, the age of light, not just love and light in the sense that everything's peachy keen, because as we know, there is a full spectrum of experience here, and there's a lot of things happening upon the earth that don't feel so wonderful or are really difficult. And so in the age of light, everything comes to light, including all of the shadow, all of the deepest aspects that have been hidden. And it all begins within. It all begins with the fires that are happening in Australia. Where are the fires within my life that I have not been paying attention to or have been hiding under the rug? Just as one example. And a dear friend of mine used that example as well as a perspective. So the age of light, it's the age of bringing everything into awareness and into the space and really viewing it from this place of grace, of compassion, of what's here, right? Not necessarily going into the emotion of it. Yes, and I say that in the sense of the yes, feel deeply, always feel deeply, but also come back to the space of center, of foundation, of the pillar of love, of light, of truth that you are, the bridge that you are to the cosmic heart and the divine heart of the earth. And really see what's here and how can you serve for the highest good of all in this age of light. So it's this, again, this discernment, this integrity. I think a lot of the energy of the slowdown is, where's my grace, and where am I choosing to give energy where maybe I don't want to give so much anymore in that way. I want to give in a different way that is really nourishing for me and for the good of the whole. That is really in service, the highest good of all. So now tuning in and asking who our guardian is with our dear message of the age of light and grace. Who is our graceful, grace-filled, grace-awe guardian of the day. I love that we have this practice with these two decks, these two portals of information and reflection. Oh, there we go. All right. The divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. And I would even say happiness, joy, ease, real deep connection to the work that you're here to do. And I also really love that one of the parts of the artwork here, there's that's a beautiful symbol that means so many different things. And here he is. Here they are. And it's also the sign, the symbol of Mauna Kea, and which is an incredible mountain in Hawaii, and there's such a strong front line there in protection of the earth and of integrity in honoring the earth as a living being, but also as the mother and the people, the beautiful people, beings, the indigenous elders and indigenous guardian keepers of the earth are standing so deeply and strong there with such grace. They are in continuous prayer and protocol and presence and pillars, just profound pillars of love and of light, where they are reflecting that this will not stand. So grace has also this ability to bring forward what will no longer be allowed in resonance, because it is no longer in resonance. No more submitting and subscribing and allowing these ideas of scarcity, of separation, of you versus I, or competition. Like really the space of how can we come together and honor our individual gifts, our individual expressions with love, and celebrate each other as one, as together. And we're deeply unfolding in this rose right now, and which I think is so beautiful. And there's so many pockets of expression and movement and release that are coming through that, including our Mother Earth. She is letting us know, she's like, I'm going to do what I need to do in order to clear and continue to receive these beautiful upgrades that are coming through me. And you can come up, she's basically saying, I love you so much. And I am so deep in my integrity, and you can choose to move with me and to heal and to shift and to rise with me, to expand and remember with me. But I will not compromise my integrity by keeping still and silent when what I need to do is to allow the natural shifts to happen within me and organically. And she's doing it with such grace. And every soul knows exactly where they need to be. That's the beauty of this. And it's a very overarching concept and idea and energetic and truth. I feel that we'll go into in another time. But the beautiful, I love the divine director. It's like grace, the divine, the energetic that moves through all things, the love that moves through all things. It's the intervention of just like how why you've been choosing this for so long and have been ignoring the signs. I'm intervening with love, with grace, with a hello. Here you go. Here's a mirror. And you still get to choose to go with that or not. And what I have observed and noticed, even within my own experience, is that the more that we resist what is here and what is truth for us, and where are the pings, the intuitive pings that are guiding us, the love that is guiding us, if we continue to resist or ignore it, it becomes very difficult, and oftentimes, pain will manifest in the body, sickness can manifest in the body, reflections, things of that nature. So the purpose is to be present to what's here, I feel. And grace has this way of easing the transitions, no matter how difficult they are. And it's like trusting, it's that faith of grace is here. I trust this. I trust where I'm at. And I trust that if I choose something that is not in my full yes, that is not in my full heart alignment and of love, that will reveal itself to me as well. That if I choose something that is not in alignment, I will be revealed that, okay, that actually wasn't in alignment. So now I get to choose again, right? So that grace. So the divine director, and I'm going to go ahead and put these both together so you can see them. There we go. The focus. I love it. And I love the divine director. There is this common thread that comes through this metaphor of you are the director, the star, and the producer of your life. And it's true. You are, because choice is a big part of this, I'll say, game. Game because fun and lightness, but also game where it's like you get to play with all of these energetics and with grace and do it with grace. So yeah, it's stepping into that director, and like how am I directing my energy? How am I directing my energy? Because how we direct it here is how it projects out. So with grace, the space of stillness coming in and even asking for grace, like if we don't know what grace is for ourselves or how that shows up, or that feeling, asking, can I be shown grace? Can I feel grace? And just notice those moments where it's almost like it almost takes your breath away, but really fills your breath in and breath out. And grace, I just find to be what's coming through is this shining light in the darkness, and this shining light in all aspects. And it can be the simplicity of just noticing something really beautiful for you, where it's like the birds are singing today and they haven't sung because it's been winter, or taking that deep breath. We keep coming back to breath. I keep coming back to breath. So my invitation to you today is to allow your breath to be the grace that is today, and letting the inflow and outflow of your breath be this ever weaving circle, this loop, the sacred loop of inflow and outflow of breath, and just feeling grace, like ease, and whatever you're moving through in this moment, whatever you're present to in your life, and it can be a myriad of ways, just breathe. Breathe. Our breath is our centering point. Our breath is our life. Our breath is our life force. Our breath is what connects all of it. Our breath is love. Our breath is grace. Our breath is trust. Whenever in doubt, or whenever in a place of chaos or franticness or even stillness, breath, come back here. Breath will always guide you there. And to those of you who find breathing to be difficult or shallow or not as easeful, just begin. My invitation to you is begin. Even if the breath just stops here, okay, I breathe here. Next breath, let me see if I can go 1 millimeter lower. Okay, maybe one more. Start slow, start, but start. That's my invitation. And I feel, almost as I say that too, I feel this like tear, this weepiness, this release. My invitation to you is to start. You have your breath. And for those of us that where breath may be compromised, it still is the life. And I'm being present to cystic fibrosis and that energetic. And I bow to all of you who are moving through that gateway and your experience and just the grace of moving with such a presence to breath. Just, I'm in awe, and thank you. Thank you for how you be in the world. It is so profound, and deepest bows and gratitude and healing waves, and my wings wrapped around you as you navigate that. I love you. So today, in I think rather appropriate and perfect alignment, because what came through today was the song. And then I was like, oh, Angel of Grace, of course. So I'm going to be bringing forward today Amazing Grace with a little bit of twist and difference and new perspectives and angles on the lyrics, the words. We'll see what comes through. I was singing something a little earlier, but we'll see if that comes through or something else. But my invitation to you is just to feel the grace of all that is and feel the love of what all that is and the love that you are in your breath. And as you tune in and listen to these tones, let your breath just guide you where you're going today. Yeah. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that loved a child like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that showed me how to love, and grace reminded me of the love that lives so present and so clear, with every breath in. When we've been here for infinite years, dancing with the light, I know that we're here to bring forth joy and love. So let us do it together. Allowing your eyes to remain closed if they have been in this toning, in this music. Continuing to stay with your breath. If you would like to continue singing or singing your own rendition of Amazing Grace and what rings true in your heart, I invite you to do so now or later. And now, just inviting you to stay in this inner quiet and this peace and this stillness, feeling the grace of yourselves, working so diligently and devotionally and with so much grace, so devoted and dedicated to keeping you alive and functioning and in health and in wealth. Feeling your heartbeat, your belly rise and fall, your mind simply relax and flow with whatever thoughts that are there, your heart embracing every single one in observance, and allowing this inner quiet, this stillness, to just embrace you so profoundly and lovingly and deeply. I love you, and I leave you in this stillness, in this quiet, until we meet again. Be well.